Cities Skylines 2 released on PC over a year ago in October of 2023 in a very rough shape. It had a lot of performance issues and technical problems, leading it to receiving very mixed reviews from critics. I checked out the game on PC through Gamepass Ultimate, and this review is going to answer the question, is it a worthy sequel to the first Cities Skylines? Spoilers, it's not, and you should just play the first game. It's usually on sale, and the base version comes with more features and better performance than Cities Skylines 2. Let's get into the technicals and graphics. Cities Skylines 2 is a city building game, and it tries to make everything bigger and better than the original. More population, bigger buildings, a map that extends for miles in every direction. If you have the PC to support it, you can pump the graphics up so that every tree is detailed, follow every car from their driveway to their workplace. You can zoom in on crowds of people as they try to navigate the maze of sidewalks and roads that you haphazardly placed. But that amount of detail comes with a cost, and even the best PCs will struggle to run Cities Skylines 2 when your city reaches a certain amount of growth. There has been improvements through patches since release, but it's still not great. My PC is about mid-level, and I had to knock the graphics down significantly to get it anywhere near stable, and even then I had frame rate drops all the time, especially when zooming in and out. Then there are the technical problems. A lot of cars, buildings, and people disappear all the time, but that's kind of normal for a city building game of this scale. But there are other issues. The taxes don't work correctly if you frequently raise or lower them. Sometimes it requires restarting the game to get it to calculate correctly. The game crashed a few times to desktop, or froze requiring a full reset of my PC. Then there are missing features, things that were present in the previous Cities Skylines game, in the base version, that are completely absent here. Things like toll roads, extensive city policies, and in-depth taxes and service fees. Everything graphically in Cities Skylines 2 feels like an attempt to go bigger and better, but the gameplay is a step backwards. It's obvious why. They want to sell DLC. They have already released several DLCs, but they had to backtrack with the Beach Properties DLC pack after backlash from fans who were upset that the developer spent time working on DLC instead of fixing the game on release. But Cities Skylines 2 isn't all bad. There are some good things about it. I like that you can make a city far larger than Cities Skylines 1 with a variety of building types, roads, and other tools to make it how you like it. The landscaping tool has been upgraded to allow you to do things for free rather than costing a fortune to flatten an area before building on it. There has also been major improvements to the water physics. In the first game, doing any landscaping near water would almost always result in a flood as water gushed everywhere. But in Cities Skylines 2, I could raise or lower the waterfront land and not have to worry about drowning everyone in my city. The road placement tool is still as finicky as before, often destroying buildings or leaving large gaps where you can't build anything. But at least they added roundabouts and a few other ways to reduce traffic jams. But it isn't perfect. Traffic is still the #1 disaster a city will face, even more than a tornado or a storm. I'm not going to talk too much about the gameplay. If you've played the original Cities Skylines, you've already played the sequel. If you haven't already played a city building game before, pick up Cities Skylines on PC or console and have a blast. It's one of the best city building games around, and unfortunately, the sequel doesn't match up to it at all. Let's talk about the pros and cons of Cities Skylines 2. For the pros, it focuses on bigger and better cities. You can have hundreds of thousands of people living in your city with goods and services stretched out for dozens of tiles in each direction. The way electricity and water services have been done isn't upgraded from the original. Pipes and power lines follow roads, and provided you don't overload them, you don't have to worry about connecting electricity to areas of town as long as you have a road heading there. The game can look really good, provided your PC doesn't catch on fire trying to render it. Mod support has been added to this game recently, but just be aware that it's through the Paradox app, and there's been a virus going around in one of the mods there. It's been dealt with, but just be careful. For the cons, it still has technical and performance issues, even a year after release. The base game lacks a lot of the features that were present in the base game of Cities Skylines 1. The things it improves upon isn't really worth an upgrade from the original game. It's a Paradox game, so expect a ton of DLC releases. And that's it for another review. This one's pretty short because honestly, I just didn't like the sequel as much as the original. I am a huge fan of the first City Skylines, and there just isn't anything here that I could point to and say, I like this more than the original. My advice is pick up City Skylines 1, the original, on sale for like $5. It's also been given away for free a ton of times over the years. If you want to play City Skylines 2, just make sure you have a PC that can run it, and if you do have performance issues or find that it crashes a lot, please don't expect it to get any better. It's obvious that after a year, the developers just aren't really interested in fixing it too much. I'm the Casual Console Gamer, and I'll see you all in the next review.